Mr. Marquise Gold. Who are you?
I am an evolution of choices that were made for me. And I think all of us, when we are born, our life becomes the choices of other people. What we wear, what our name is, where we live, where we go to school, the city that we stay in. And these are decisions that are made for us. We really don't have that option. And all of us are literally walking paths that someone else paid for us. And we get to a point in our life where we have to make a decision at this fork in the road. Do we continue on the path of choices that others have made for us? Or do we venture off down that narrow road that God has literally given us the option to go down?
And welcome to the 100th edition of King Crush Thursday, the series where we highlight and uplift Black men, because frankly, not too many people are doing it. My name is Val Gay, and on this special 100th episode, I'm excited to bring this brother to you. He is many things. He's a God-made millionaire, retired at 34, and I like to call him a mogul because he moves in so many different spaces. Please welcome Mr. Marquise Gold. Hey, Marquise.
Hey, Val. Thank you to everyone who's listening. I appreciate you for having me on your podcast, man. I know it's been a long time in the making, but I'm excited to be here in 100th episode. That's insane.
Right? That's what I said. I'm super excited about it. And Marquise, it's as exciting for me as it is that we're doing, this is the 100th interview that we've had.
Amazing.
More exciting to me is what the impact of this will be. Because my prayer from the very beginning was that maybe one day a young king who doesn't have positive, or maybe he does, positive Black male role models can come to the repository that we're building of 6 questions. Now with this episode, we will have 100 answers. The same 6 questions answered by 100 different positive and successful Black men. And perhaps this young king can come in and read and see and perhaps find guidance there. And then for the rest of us who are neither Black or maybe even male, be able to come in and also read and expand our minds, because at the end of the day, our real goal is to bust open the very narrow narratives around Black men. We know what we see in the media is often very myopic, is very a small slither of our community. And we know that there's so many more. And so I'm so grateful, and I'm really trying to contain my excitement at this, that we're gonna have this conversation. And I'm so grateful that you're here. And so I'm gonna get started with the first question, which is, what does manhood mean to you?
Wow, that's loaded. I think manhood is a journey. I believe that it is almost like a discovery. It is the essence of going through from infancy to adulthood. Manhood is just that, it's a hood. It's a hood filled with streets, filled with different homes, different experiences, different obstacles, different stop signs, different people. So when I look at manhood, I look at it as a discovery. I look at it as a community of experiences that leads and builds us or tears us down to become who we are. It's so many of us trying to find out who we are as a man, as a human, as an individual, as a Black man, so when I think about man and hood, I believe it's just that. It's a collective of communities that have literally functioned to make us who we are today.
Hmm, that's beautiful. That's awesome. Excellent. Thank you. So Marquise, who and or what is important to you?
Wow. Um, I'm definitely going to say my faith, man. My faith is very, very important to me. And then I'm going to say the community of people that I have allowed in to be my hedges, my mentors, my guardians, my guidance, my friends, my pack. So my faith is the thing that kind of got me through a lot of dark spaces and dark places in my life. And then my community were the ones who kept me heading in the right direction, kept me on course, hedged me in, protected me, guided me, coached me, helped secure me. So those are all the things that are important to me. I think no man can become who he is without a solid support group of people around them, whether that is blood or whether that is a group of people who you end up adopting through your journey, whether that's physical parenthood or whether that's adopted, guardians. I think all of those people play a pivotal role in solidifying who I am today. So those are the things that are important to me, my faith and my community.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much. So Marquise, how do you want us to see you?
Wow. Oh man, I think where I am now, I want people to see me as a ball of inspiration and a ball of mystery. I think when you know too much about a person, you sometimes lose the zeal or the respect for that individual. So for me, I like to be that mystic person, that person who has a side of them that you think but then it's still also a side of you that you don't know. It's a mystery. It's a collection of wanting and desiring to know what else is to this individual. But then it's that ball of inspiration that you're inspired by what is revealed, but then you're also inspired by what is unknown. And I think when people look at me, I want them to get both of those worlds, that man, he's so inspirational, but he is also so mysterious that I still don't really know who he is totally and what he does, and I think that keeps people at a place where they're never too common with you. They don't lose respect for you. They don't hold you on a pedestal, because we put people on pedestals when we think that they are all of this and we want to be that. So when you leave a side of you that is open for discovery and open for unknown, it keeps a person at a place of respect, inspiration. There's no commonality to it. When I look at like the people in the Bible, a lot of those people, we knew a lot of their story, but there was also parts of them that we didn't know. Like, why did they do that? How did they get there? Why did they become that? Why did they go down that path? And that part of mystery keeps us intrigued with the character. And I think that's what I want. So I want people to be inspired by my life, inspired by my social media, inspired by the things that I do, but then also leave that space for mystery. Like, it's something about him that I can't put my finger on. What else does he do? Who is he? What got him here? Like that part, because it will always keep people coming back to discover more about you. And that's what I love about Christ, is that at 12 years old, he could have taken reign. The Bible says he was in the temple and they were marveling at his wisdom and his knowledge, and he could have taken reign. But then at that point, from 12 to 30, there's a space of mystery, a space of, we don't know who he is, what he's doing, what he's about. All that is alluded to is that he was a carpenter during that time. And I think when he comes on the scene at 30, it's like, wow, where has he been? What has he been doing with his life? What has he been up to? And it leaves us fascinated to know that this man from 12 to 30 blossom into this full-grown manhood, and he becomes this Messiah, this miracle worker. He's not known for his messages, but he's known for his works. So I love that, the inspiration and the mystery.
Yeah. That's awesome. Excellent. So thank you, Marquise. So question 4 is, what is your epic dream?
My epic dream. I think through the years of my life, it's probably has evolved and changed and gone through so many different twists and turns. And even the dream that I will probably give to you today will probably end up evolving tomorrow. But in this point of my life, my epic dream is to live a life of freedom, a life that is not restrained by societal norms or religious dogmatic programming, but it will be a freedom that Jesus said that he came that we may have life and then have it more abundantly. And I think a lot of us have tried to figure out what this more abundantly is. And for me, my epic dream was always to have this freedom, the freedom like wind. Wind is not restricted by buildings, by human bodies, by direction. Wind has that freedom to go any way it wants. It can turn into a tornado. It can be a hurricane. It can be something that gives you force and push. And so my epic dream is to have that level of freedom, that freedom to be so open to do whatever God wants me to do, to not be restrained by environment, regions, resources, or even religion. I think that is my epic dream, that if God blows me to where I am now, the Middle East, that I have that freedom to go. Or if God blows me to give to the poor, that I have that freedom to do that. Or if God blows me to be able to mentor someone, to catapult them and accelerate them to what they want to be, that I have that freedom to do it. So my epic dream will probably be that level of freedom, that whatever it is that I am inspired to do or called to do or pushed to do, that I have that freedom to literally do that like the wind.
That's amazing. As someone who's always aspiring to be free, that's amazing.
And I think that, Val, I think that's I think the at the end of the day, man, I think a lot of people are trying to go towards that, but they don't have the vocabulary for that. So when you ask a person what their dream is, they're like, oh, I just want to have money, or I just want to have a successful career, or I just want to have a family. But what they're really chasing is freedom, because even after you get that career, you really find out that they're still avoiding you. Or after you get that money, you find out that that doesn't really fulfill you the way you thought it was going to fulfill you. Or after you get the car or the house, it doesn't do what you think it's going to do. And I think we're all chasing or looking for or trying to discover what I call freedom. And that is the freedom to be free, to literally live and have that life that is more abundant.
That is just so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much. You have been answering partially question number 5 all along implicitly. And I'm going to ask you explicitly, Mr. Marquise Gold, who are you?
I am an evolution of choices that were made for me. And I think all of us, when we are born, our life becomes the choices of other people. What we wear, what our name is, where we live, where we go to school, the city that we stay in. And these are decisions that are made for us. We really don't have that option. And all of us are literally walking paths that someone else paid for us. And we get to a point in our life where we have to make a decision at this fork in the road. Do we continue on the path of choices that others have made for us? Or do we venture off down that narrow road that God has literally given us the option to go down? And I think who I am is a plethora of choices that I've literally made for myself after I chose to veer off of the path that other people have laid out for me. So I am a man that wants to know everything about life. Like, I'm a learner. I'm a researcher. I am a theoretical person who wants to find and to discover. I don't like to do things just because people say it's the right thing or it's a good thing. I want to find out why. Why should I do this? What's the reason behind it? How does it operate? How does it function? I'm a man of faith. I believe that my faith is the thing that gives me the energy and the fuel to keep going in moments of despair, in moments of uncertainty, in moments of not knowing. My faith is the thing that pushes me. I am a person of love. I love. I believe that love is the thing that has no racial barriers. It has no restraints. It has no confinements. Love, can be given to all. For God so loved the world that he gave. And I am a person of love, even to the point where my mom dislikes this about me, but I give people so many chances because at the root of who I am, love is that thing that connects me. That's who I am. I am forever growing. I am forever learning. I am forever discovering. I am a communicator, a communicator by trade, a communicator by gifting, a communicator by anointing. And that which I am called to do, I'm also challenged in. So even though I'm a great orator and a great communicator, I also am challenged in my communication. I am an introvert by nature with extrovert tendencies when necessary.
That's so awesome. I especially get the last part. Most people think that I am just super extroverted all the time, but no, I'm actually an introvert. But you got to do.
Yeah, they look at our smile and our talk or our profession, and they just automatically think that this is who we are at all times. And not knowing that sometimes God will gift you with the same thing that you're challenged with. And that is the ability to be extrovert, but yet introverted.
Mm-hmm. Yes. What does Darius Daniels calls it? An ambivert or something like that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So here we are already at question 6, which is there anything I should have asked you that I didn't ask you, or you wanted me to ask you that I didn't? In other words, what did I miss?
That's an interesting question. For me, I always try to approach things with no preconceived notion. And so for me, I like to live life the way life is, and that is unexpected. There is nothing that is planned, I believe that even in the beginning, the Bible says in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. That was not a planned situation. I believe that it was life. Life happens based on what's going on. So I don't really think that I have a preconceived notion of what I wanted you to ask or didn't ask. I'm an open book. So whatever there is that you may want to ask that you didn't get a chance to ask, I'm open to.
That's awesome. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much for this. As you know, as we alluded to earlier, I have been wanting to interview you for quite some time.
I'm so excited that we're able to do this now, and I want to definitely say this to you, Val. Thank you so much as a man, being willing as a female to just highlight us. I think through the process of time, men and women have had their indifference, and men have gotten a very bad rap based on some of the people who have preceded us. And for you to take time out to plant this seed and to give us a platform and a moment in time to really just have a voice, answer some questions, and highlight us in a very different type of way. I respect you. I literally give you your flowers, and I appreciate you and celebrate you for being the woman that you are. And it doesn't mean that you may not have had bad experience with men, but you've made a decision to highlight us even in a good light. So thank you. And I appreciate you. I speak on behalf of all of the brothers in the past that have been on this platform, or even in the future that may come, and even to the young brothers that may discover and stumble across some of these interviews. We appreciate you and we celebrate you and we salute you, beautiful Black queen.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you so much, my brother. I'm so grateful. Everything that you said is true, right? That it starts with my own father. I am unashamed, daddy's girl. To this day, I know there is at least one lap that I can go and sit on if I need to cry. And
That's
he'll be
right.
like, okay, baby, that's okay. And I'm so grateful for that. And it's through that and my brothers who I adore and my nephews who I adore, and even the young people in my neighborhood, in my community who I adore. When I see awful things in the media or in the news, or you hear yet another killing of our children, of our brothers, it has done something inside of me to make me want to virtually stand up in front of my family, my friends, my community, say, no, see them differently, see them for the person who they are, not the skin that they come in. And
That's
even
right.
that skin is beautiful, even though some people can't see that. And so I'm so grateful. So what started out as this little idea just started. And so initially, I'm so hyped because we are at 100. And initially, somewhere around 21, I was like, people kept saying, well, when are you going to finish this? And I was like, I don't know. One day I was driving and I heard the number 100. I was like, that's it. So I started saying 100, 100. But as we got closer to 100, the momentum started to pick up. And I realized, why should it just be 100? So I say, the first 1 to 100, that's phase 1. We continue after that, and we will go until I hear the word stop. So I'm so grateful. And I just want to honor you, my king, because what I've seen of you when I first learned about you and heard you speak, and then later just chatted just briefly with you and watched you, your authenticity of who you are and the way you move in spaces and how you are so generous with your energy, if you will, that whoever you're speaking with, they get that energy is so beautiful, and it is rare, and to be vulnerable and strong at the same time. So I'm not surprised when you talk about being an open book, yet having some pages left for yourself to either reveal or let someone discover, right? Yes. And so I think that is a beautiful thing. And I also, I know people who've been to Dubai, but you're my first person who actually lives in Dubai, which is amazing. So amazing. And just that, right? I went to Peabody Conservatory at Hopkins, so I know Baltimore. So from Baltimore to Dubai, that is just beautiful. And so all of those things, I'm just so honored that you're here. And so just thank you for being here. And please, I pray that your epic dream, no matter how many times it evolves, I pray that each and every one of them come true, that you go deeper, you go wider, beyond. And I'm just going to say this to you. I want you to have an Ephesians 3:20 to 21 life in a way that every day blows your mind, right? Yeah. And I'm so grateful for you. And so thank you, and stay right there, because I want to thank the audience for joining us today. I really hope that you were as inspired or enjoyed this conversation as much as I have. And like I said, while we are at 100, did I mention this is a 100th episode? While we are here, this is really just the beginning. And so please, if there is a brother in your life that you want to highlight in this forum, please click the link below or in my bio, fill out the nomination form, and we'll take it from there. And because we've blown past 100 now, and we continue to highlight and uplift positive and successful Black men. Now, I always say, success is not based on what someone does for a living, as long as it's legal, right? It's really not about that. It is about the content of their character. So yes, they may be a mogul retired at 34 or not. It is about the men who are positively impacting the lives of the people around them, starting with the nuclear family, all the way out to the community at large and everyone in between. Those are the brothers that we want to add to this repository so that we can have a better sense of this underappreciated, myopically viewed set of human beings. And so please stay tuned. I'm happy to say next week for yet another amazing king. And in the meantime, please remember to spread love and have a great day. Thanks so much, Marquise. Thank you. Yay. Yay, yay, yay.
Thank you,
Awesome.